When Lorenzo Ortiz Aguilar wanted to get his family on the path to citizenship, he hired this man, Elvis Reyes of Brandon. Friends told them he was a pastor and a lawyer.
When we started the process, he wanted half of the money up front, like $2,500. Then after the fingerprints came back, that's when he would ask for the rest of the money.
But after Reyes received the money, Aguilar didn't hear back.
He stopped answering the phone. We would continue to call him, and he would just never answer the phone anymore.
Aguilar and his common-law wife work as laborers. This is money they can't afford to lose, and what's more, they have a son with a rare brain disorder who requires specialized treatment he can't get back in Mexico.
I can't go back to our country because of the treatment that he needs, and because of that is why we're having so much difficulty right now, because I fear being deported.
We reached out to Reyes and his church through phone calls and email. His mailbox was full and emails weren't returned. According to online records, Reyes spent time in prison for aggravated assault, grand theft, and forgery.
We've had quite a few coming in telling us that somebody who's claiming to be an attorney has filed documents on their behalf.
Ananice McCarr now represents the couple and 3 other clients who claim they were cheated by Reyes. She tells us Reyes also filed paperwork with the federal government on their behalf.
It just makes it a lot more difficult. To gain any type of an immigration status is already a challenge.
A tall order for an attorney working to repair the damage as her clients face imminent deportation. In Plant City, Dave Jordan, Spectrum, Bay News 9. After our report aired last week about Elvis Reyes' alleged fraud against dozens of undocumented immigrants, many went to the sheriff's office in Hillsborough County to file claims.
People have been defrauded out of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars by this individual.
Sheriff Chad Chronister tells us at least 100 victims came forward.
It's disheartening that we have individuals that prey on some of our most vulnerable population.
The sheriff says Reyes told his victims that he is a licensed immigration attorney. In reality, he's a convicted felon who served time for aggravated assault, grand theft, and forgery, and has no license to practice law. Most of the victims are in the U.S. illegally and could be deported at any moment.
We won't report them to ICE. You know, a victim is a victim.
One of those victims is Lorenzo Ortiz Aguilar. He and his common-law wife wanted to get on the path to citizenship and paid Reyes $5,000.
He stopped answering the phone. We would continue to call him, and he would just never answer the phone anymore.
Immigration attorney Arturo Rios says this is not an isolated case.
In these cases where you have immigrants involved, you have families that are going to be split apart. You know, they're going to be torn apart. You have people that may get deported.
And it's the fear of deportation that leads undocumented immigrants not to report this kind of fraud.
People are afraid, and these unscrupulous individuals take advantage of that fear, making promises that are obviously false.
We wanted to focus on encouraging individuals to come forward. A victim is a victim regardless of their immigration status.
A point the county's top lawman wants to convey to the victims who have already lost so much. In Tampa, Dave Jordan, Spectrum, Bay News 9. 4 weeks since we first reported on 54-year-old Elvis Reyes of Brandon allegedly accepting money for legal services, the state bar is now being inundated with complaints from undocumented immigrants.
After they saw the interview that I had with Bay News 9, they came forward as well because they didn't even know this was happening.
Ananice McCarr now represents about 34 clients who claim Reyes pretended to be a licensed immigration attorney who could get them on the path for citizenship. In reality, he's a convicted felon who is not and never has been an attorney. At least 175 people are out thousands of dollars, including McCarr's client Juan Ramirez. In his formal complaint, he says he trusted Reyes to handle his case, and he asked that he pay him $2,500 for a work permit. He later gave him more money, but he says Reyes never returned his calls. McCarr is now filing this along with other complaints for her clients.
Our clients are very stressed. They're very frustrated. They feel as if, you know, we've already put a certain amount of money forward. Nothing's being done.
Pretending to be an attorney is a third-degree felony in the state of Florida. The bar could prosecute the case against Reyes and, once completed, refer the findings over to the state attorney general for criminal prosecution. We We reached out to Reyes several times through email and social media. His voicemail was full and he never returned our emails. He did, however, post this message on his Facebook page. "I am not a lawyer, so please do not ask me for any legal advice or any legal questions, especially regarding immigration." It's a message that could have saved nearly 200 undocumented immigrants time and money.
They get their hopes up, they invest all this money just to lead them to the same predicament, to be in the United States with an illegal status.
A position in which they now remain as their cases are reviewed by the state bar. In Tampa, Dave Jordan, Spectrum, Bay News 9.